Hey, here's something that may be, well, not great, but may actually spook runners. Doing a marathon or a half marathon in record heat. More than 1,500 runners come to Mableton, Georgia each year for the Silver Comet Marathon and Half Marathon. And with the Atlanta area dealing with high temperatures in the 80s today, it is actually going to be one hot race. Let's go to a hot dude. Yeah, meteorologist Mike Seidel. He is live in Mableton. Mike, how are the runners preparing for these conditions?
Well, fortunately, the race starts here in about another 10 minutes out here on the west side of Atlanta, so all the runners will be well finished before it really gets hot. Right now, it's 53, so this is really ideal running weather. We've got the last few runners coming up to pick up their bids here. This is the 16th annual half marathon and 5th annual marathon at the Silver Comet Trail. It runs just over 60 miles from here all the way to the Alabama line. It's an old railway bed, and they hike, and they run, and they jog, and they walk their dogs. And I think sometimes you'll see some inline skaters and even some horseback riders. So there you go. Now the runners are starting to amass down here. They're going to come up to the trail. The Cobb County Police are blocking off the road here. This is Floyd Road. They'll run up and then hook up on the Silver Comet, and then they'll take off running and do the marathon and half marathon. Again, temperatures today are ideal right now, but let me show you the 5-day forecast, because it will get hot this afternoon if you're heading out to the Silver Comet or anywhere in the southeast or Midwest or deep south. I mean, there are very few places in the country where it's not warm. Look at that high today, 85. Temperatures should be in the upper 60s. That would tie the record here in Atlanta. 85 tomorrow, 86 on Monday. That would break the record. And then we go into early November with the same old, same old. Indications now by mid-November we'll start to see cooler weather in the eastern part of the country. So the runners walking up Floyd Road right now, 150 marathoners and about 700 half marathoners coming up to the starting line. You'll have the opening gun here in a few minutes, and they'll be off and running on a classic fall morning, which will turn into an unclassic fall afternoon, feeling more like, say, late May, Memorial Day, and early June than here the final weekend of October. We'll be here through the morning. We're going to head over to the finish line, and we'll be on that end of the trail. The runners heading in there in the next couple of hours or so, and we'll check back with you in about an hour. Guys, back to you.
You know what I love about Seidel is not only does he always bring a great message and do a great job with that, he always dresses for the occasion.
I love how he got the orange memo, right? A little
Absolutely.
bit of orangey to the show today.
Love Mikey.
Yeah, I mean, I know we need the rain, but a great turnout for that particular event.
Something that's going to spook some runners doing a marathon or half marathon in near record heat. More than 1,500 runners come to Mableton, Georgia each year for the Silver Comet Marathon and Half Marathon. And with the Atlanta area dealing with high temperatures in the 80s today, it's going to be a pretty hot race. We go now to meteorologist Mike Seidel. He's live in Mableton. Mike, how are the runners preparing for these conditions?
Well, it is a perfect morning for running. You can't beat these conditions. We talked to some of the runners. 53 degrees. It's now up to 55. Clear skies and light winds. We're out here at the Silver Comet Trail. It runs 61.5 miles from the west side of Atlanta all the way to the Alabama line. There's the clock. We're about almost an hour into the race, and the fall color hit by the low-angle sun on the late sunrises here in late October. Let me take you back to about 53 minutes ago and take a look at the start. We had about 150 marathoners and 700 half marathoners on Floyd Road here in Mableton, and they took off just a few minutes before sunrise, and they're out there on the Silver Comet Trail right now, and we're awaiting the first ones to come through. Now, the world record in the half marathon is 58 minutes, so we've got a few more minutes to wait. We've also got some spectators and the cheerleading squad. We've got Sarah Osborne, Ashley Mills, and Diane Butterworth all out here. All of your family and friends are running the half marathon, right?
Yeah.
It's your brother?
My brother.
And your?
Husband.
And your?
Son-in-law.
And you said it's their first half marathon? And they've been training hard?
He has been. He's been training 4 times a week for about 6 months now.
How about your brother?
It's the same person.
Oh, well, it's the same person. Well, that knocks out 2 in one shot. Now, notice what they're wearing, Reynolds and Kelly. Look at this. She's got the scarf on, the jacket for the chill this morning. Now, this afternoon, if you walked around Atlanta with a scarf on, they'd probably send you to the, send you away.
Hot.
Yeah, too hot. What do you think about the weather? I know, we need some rain, but it's just been unbelievable.
This is Georgia weather. You don't know what to expect. It changes every day.
And take a look at the graph for October so far. We've only had one day in October. Look at the graph there. Only one day in October where we haven't been average, and only one day it hasn't hit 70. Last week, record highs, and Reynolds and Kelly were looking at a potential record today, tying of 85, and the record heat continues at least into the middle of next week. Out here at the Silver Comet Marathon and Half Marathon, guys, we'll check in with some of the runners as they come here in about an hour. Guys, back to you.
I've done that trail. It's fun.
It's beautiful. It is beautiful.
Thanks, Jen. Well, more than 1,500 runners come to Mableton, Georgia each year for the Silver Comet Marathon and Half Marathon. It was a cool start this morning, but it will be a much warmer day for those last runners coming into the finish line.
Now, meteorologist Mike Seidel is live in Mableton. So how are the runners dealing with these weather conditions? Not maybe what you'd expect every year this late in October.
Well, they're doing pretty good because the race started with the temperature of 53. Now the sun is up and it's up to 60. Later today, we will hit a record or could tie a record here in Atlanta in the mid-80s. Let's talk to the top two finishers in the half marathon, the top two male finishers, Mike Sklar and Bill Wildman from Atlanta. Guys, how was the race this morning? First of all, your time, 1:24 and change?
Yes. Yeah, it was a great race this morning. Got to run with Bill and really enjoy it.
And Bill happens to be my neighbor. I thought I recognized the guy, but, you know, I catch him like at 5:30 in the morning in your neighbor's, in another neighbor's garage. Right. On the bikes.
Yeah, we do a lot of triathlon, a lot of running, and you got to put in the time when you can.
And the course overall, nice and flat, the Silver Comet?
Oh, yeah, it's probably one of the fastest ones in Atlanta.
And you're a trainer. Let's give a shout out to your team.
I work with Team in Training, which is a charity running program that supports Leukemia Lymphoma Society, and yeah, I train people for marathons and half marathons.
Okay, great. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
I'll see you in the neighborhood. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check the forecast again. Near or record heat today. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Can you believe it? Mid-80s. The nice thing about this year, guys, is the nights are longer. So the temperatures cool down in the morning. We start off in the 50s, but again, later this afternoon will be no time to run this race. Back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you so much.
This morning, more than 1,500 runners are heading across Mableton, Georgia each year for the Silver Comet Marathon and Half Marathon. It was a cool start, but it'll be much warmer for those last runners crossing the finish line.
And meteorologist Mike Seidel is live in Mableton. So a cool start, and runners still crossing the finish line?
Yes, 53 this morning. We're at 68, and right now we're watching the winner of the marathon, the full marathon, coming in now. We're at 2:51:34 on the clock. World record time is a little over 2 hours, about 2 hours and 4 minutes. He's getting a police escort down the line on a beautiful Saturday morning. It's a good thing they ran the race this morning and not this afternoon, because we're forecasting a high of 85 in Atlanta. That would tie the record. And take a look at the records ahead for maybe the warmest on record in November, the first day of November for the Southeast. Many areas getting some really hot stuff, more like Memorial Day than late October, early November. 87 would be the hottest November day on record in Birmingham. Atlanta maybe not quite making it, but Little Rock at 84, and Birmingham and Nashville rather at 86. Here he comes. This is the gentleman, the lead runner in this year's Silver Comet Marathon, coming up to the finish line right now. To a round of applause. Everybody's cheering him. We've got the U.S. Army out here. Nice job. Congratulations. You okay? What's your name?
Gautam.
Gautam. It's Mike Seidel on the Weather Channel. How was the run this morning with the weather in the 50s and light winds? Good running weather?
Great weather, yeah. But I had to run most of that race on my own. It's really hurt.
So nobody to keep up with you to time it out?
Next guy's probably coming up soon, but I had to work on my own.
How's the 252 compared to your past runs?
I actually ran 251 last year. I was going for sub 250, so didn't get that, but still a good race.
Close. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Go get your breath and get a banana and get some carbs.
Thanks.
There you go. Well, there we go, the marathon winner this year. We've also got bikers out here. Everybody's sharing the trail. The runners are staying on the right, and the bikers are supposed to stay, well, on the right going that way and the left coming this way. You get the drift here. So Paul, Maria, it's just one of those beautiful fall mornings. It's going to turn into a hot fall afternoon here in the southeast. But as I mentioned, temperatures this morning when they started the marathon and half marathon. By the way, 150 marathon runners, 700 half marathon runners. It's the 15th annual half marathon and the 5th annual marathon. Temperatures were in the mid-50s, 53 to be exact. And right now we're in the upper 60s, heading to 85 this afternoon. And if you get a chance, if you're in the Atlanta area, this is the premier old railway bed that goes all the way to the Alabama border. It goes out 61 miles, and then you can pick up the trail in Alabama, go to Anniston, and go, I think it's a total 96 miles, makes it the second longest railroad bed trail in the country. Beautiful day out here, fall color. And guys, the only thing we need is some rain. Desperate. No rain in the forecast, though. Just this unusual, almost summer-like weather here going into early November. Maria and Paul?
And Mike, thank you so much. And desperate would be a good word. And it was great to see all those runners as I was finishing off my Oreo snacks. And that guy was finishing a marathon. But yes, we desperately need the rain.
Thanks, Jen. Let's keep it in the Atlanta area. And more than 1,500 runners come to Mableton, Georgia each year for the Silver Comet Marathon and Half Marathon. It was a cool start this morning, but will be much warmer for those stragglers that come to the finish line this afternoon.
And meteorologist Mike Seidel is in Mableton live for us this morning, where runners are finishing up, in some cases still running. How are the conditions? What are they saying about the running conditions out there, Mike?
Well, wait a minute. Who are you calling a straggler there, Mr. Goodlow? I'd like to see you out here, buddy.
No, Mikey, I only run when chased.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I run my fastest from a fight, the old line. Well, the runners coming in now are dealing with the heat or the warmer temperatures, especially in the sun. Even though we have this mid-February sun angle, the temperatures jump from 53 up to 73. We're heading up to the mid-80s today. So these are basically the marathon runners coming in. We're at just about 4 hours. The top time for the men's grouping on the marathon came in at 2 hours and 52 minutes. Not too shabby. Consider the world record is about 2:04. Let's talk about the forecast. And first show you how we fared so far in October here in Atlanta and a lot of the southeast. Hardly any rainfall. For many areas, it will come down as the warmest October on record and certainly a top 10 driest. Notice only one day below average the whole month, and only one day didn't get to 70, and that's a record for the least amount of days not cracking 70 here in October. Now, the 5-day forecast, look at these high temperatures. 85 today at ATL would tie a record. Tomorrow, 85, not quite a record. Then Monday and Tuesday, look at that, back in the mid-80s. And by Tuesday, we're at November 1st, guys, and we could be looking at all-time record heat in many areas of the southeast as the runners come in with the sunshine, the fall color here on the Silver Comet Trail. By the way, guys, 61 miles to the Alabama line, and then the trail continues in Alabama for another, like 30 miles, 35 miles. So this is the place to be out here this weekend as temperatures are sizzling hot here in Atlanta. Guys, back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. I think so many hidden gems in Atlanta, all those great trails. We have the Beltline.
You know,
really good stuff.
You always see those little stickers in the back of the car, 13.1, 26.2. Mine would say 0.0.
Aim high.